Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Yoon Jung-min. President Yoon Suk Yeol today delivered a speech on the outcome of the April 10th election, saying that he will carefully listen to the people as he expressed his regret. The South Korean leader elaborated on how his administration would proceed over the next 3 years on its key policies. Our correspondent Oh Soo-young starts us off.
President Yoon Suk Yeol has apologized for his failure to communicate and reflect the needs of Korean citizens, humbly accepting their choice to vote in an opposition majority into parliament. This came at Tuesday's cabinet meeting, where the South Korean leader conveyed his position on the outcome of last week's general election, which saw a crushing defeat for Yoon's ruling People Power Party, casting a shadow over the next 3 years of his presidency. Yoon said he had focused on making systematic improvements to the Korean economy, but in the grand scheme of things, the administration had failed to deliver tangible improvements to people's livelihoods.
결국 아무리 국정의 방향이 옳고 좋은 정책을 수없이 추진한다 해도 국민들께서 실제 변화를 느끼지 못한다면 정부의 역할을 다하지 못한 것입니다. 국민께서 바라시는 변화가 무엇인지, 어떤 것이 국민과 나라를 위한 길인지 더 깊이 고민하고 살피겠습니다.
To this end, Yoon plans to continue a series of policy forums around the nation, which invite local citizens to discuss issues affecting their livelihoods. Yoon also vowed to move ahead with his 3 major reforms for education, labour and pensions to overcome fundamental barriers to future economic growth, as well as push for medical reform. More crucially, the president pledged to become more humble and flexible in his communication and listen carefully to the voices of the people in recognition of their diverse needs. A senior aide to Yoon added that the president, in his closing remarks, said he was sorry for failing to reflect upon public opinion and that he had been the first to fail to communicate. Yoon's office has been seen as lacking in public engagement and uncompromising in pushing through policies without sufficient discourse. Also leading up to the election, the controversy surrounding Yoon's Secretary for Social Affairs and his ambassador to Australia had further dampened public opinion. With Yoon having promised a reform of how his administration runs state affairs, the president is expected to replace his most senior officials, including his chief of staff and the prime minister, who offered to resign last Thursday. Yoon's aide told reporters that given the enormity of these positions, the new appointments will take time, indicating this week may be too soon. A structural reform of his office is also expected in order to become more communicative and reflective of public opinion and work with the opposition in parliament. Regarding the possibility of the president meeting opposition leader Lee Jae-myung, the official indicated that all possibilities are open for communication with the opposition. However, as the ruling party's leadership has not been consolidated, the meeting would take at least the minimum amount of time for both sides to make it happen. Oh Soo-young, Arirang News.